So I got all excited because I just did something I haven't done before. Not only did I get my fourth and fifth wins against the Heart, I got them consecutively. It was great. This run was very much got to narrow the deck, do similar stuff to the thing in my first video. This one, I had a really weird big deck that ended up coming together nicely, and it felt really good. Did not manage to get three in a row, but that's okay. It made me excited. I want to do one more recording of playing around with the Watcher. Not sure what I'm going to try to do this run, if I'm going to try to build properly or go for something fun. I don't know. But the first video, we sort of did a standard go for the infinite type stuff and dance back and forth between the two main stances. The second one I played on an easier Ascension, and we used a Mantra Divinity deck, which is fun. The stance dancing stuff lets you go into double damage and then get energy depending on which stance you're leaving. Divinity gives you triple damage and energy with no downside. So you're building a deck that can get you into Divinity, and then when you're in Divinity, can make sure you have lots of stuff to do. And those are the main things to do. Then the third video, I tried to do some mix of the two, and it didn't go great. I didn't get the Divinity up and running. It was an okay run. Um, you know, I don't know. My win percentage is probably like 10% or something. So it's not like if I lose Act 2, this is a bad run. It's an above average run, actually. Uh, Anyhow, so I'm gonna do one more just because I'm excited about Watcher, but then I think maybe we'll do some videos maybe with the other characters. I've had a lot of fun doing the Watcher, and I wanted to get good at the game and good at Watcher specifically. All right, so I like enemies in your next three combat have 1 HP more than I'm supposed to because again I'm a noob who thinks I can snipe an elite. Here we might have an elite snipe. If we started on the left, go to the shop, then we actually only have one enemy before the elite. Ooh, if we could get there and there was another elite up here, we could actually grab that as well. Sometimes you can snipe two elites, but also one of the question marks could be an enemy. Anyway, we're not doing that. I just wanted to say I like that a fair bit. Upgrade a card is nice. We'd be happy to upgrade Eruption. That's usually the top priority. Getting it down to one cost is such a big deal. Boss swapping. Actually, the run I really liked in my two consecutive wins was on a boss swap that led to some fun things. Can lead to very different runs. I think the right pick is to lose all gold to transform two of the defense. I think this has to be right. Let's see what we got. Lesson learned and worship. All right, so a little bit of mantra stuff. Not an amazing card. If you upgrade it, it's a bunch better. It doesn't seem that much better, but it means you don't have to play it the turn you draw it. You can find a turn it fits in. And it is halfway to getting you to Divinity, which is pretty nice. But it is hard to slot in 2 mana. Getting this early means we can start upgrading a whole bunch of cards, which hopefully helps. Probably means we should lean towards taking battles. Now, I generally don't want more than a few battles. Gonna make my phone not talk to me. Before the first elite, generally want three. So if we went center and went for this elite in the middle, we'd only be taking 3 battles. While if we went for this elite, we'd have to take at least 4 to get there. This one we could take a second, though I'm worried we won't be ready for that. There's a late elite on the right. The problem is the path I want is to get this one in the center and then go left, because I don't think we'll be able to double. Alright, so maybe we have to go to the right and get the campfire. This is very risky because we're taking a fourth fight, and the fourth fight can be really tough. Then an elite, and then a campfire, then another elite. But we get 2 elites this way. There's a bunch of nice stuff after. Alright, I guess we'll go the higher risk, higher reward path. And we are a little better than we should normally be, because we've already gotten rid of 2 defense. Lesson learned is an attacking card. Hopefully we'll be able to proc it in these early fights. I think we want to reduce the damage here. The question is, do we want to use a miracle to hit with a strike? And given that we're very likely to draw lesson learned, I'd like to be able to lethal this one pretty easily. So I think I'm going to do that. We'll take 1 here, but we didn't have a way to take less than 1, so this is the minimum. Okay, well, there goes my hopes and dreams. If we eruption this, we can double strike and defend, bring it to 5. We're guaranteed lesson learned next turn. So we'll take 11 because we'll block 5 of the 16 because this will be doubled. If we double strike this and then defend, and if we eruption and we can play all other 3 because we get 2 energy back. And if we get 2 energy back, we have 5 energy and the hand costs 5. If we double strike this and defend, we take 3, and we're going to draw the lesson learned, but we're very unlikely going to be able to set it up for a win that turn. It's going to be much harder to sequence. So the question is, do I want to take an extra 6 damage to guarantee I get the lesson learned off? I think the answer is yes. Now, the lesson learned is not that high upside, so I could easily be wrong here, because if it lands on a defend or a strike, like, are we that excited? But it's a little helpful, and it also reduces, we're going to have to work through a lot of misses before we hit the eruption, most likely. But this way, we guaranteed we could get this off, and we upgrade a strike, which is fine. It's nice to do a little more damage. So, study, I think, is usually just not very good. It's just so much energy, and like the first insight you get replaces itself plus a card to replace study, right? Because insight is a card you draw, so it's not gain 2 cards, it's spend a card to gain 1 additional. Because the first card you get is the card you would have drawn in place of insight. So it is only once we play our first insight that study makes up for itself. It's only when we play our second insight that study is net positive on cards, but that's assuming we're getting use from drawing extra cards. It's just, and this is very slow in the early game. Like, we might want it late for bosses and fights that are going to take a while, but it is very slow right now. Follow-up seems appealing because it seems free. And in a sense it is. But it also ends up being a card delaying us getting to our key stuff, and because it doesn't redraw itself, it is not fully free. It's still taking up a slot in your hand. And so while this card is nice later and bad now, this card is kind of fine now, but we don't actually draw enough cards that it always adds that much, and kind of bad later. And having a way to get calm, we have a 1-to-1 ratio right now. I'd be happy to take more calm sources, but this is generally speaking the worst one. And it really wants an upgrade to be good. The upgrade gets it to 0 cost, which is nice. It can stick around and you can insert it free. But without the upgrade, I think we're just going to pass here. Alright, hopefully we can land a lesson learned. It's fine to see it in the opening hand. It does mean we can't attack with it because we want to save it because it exhausts, but we weren't going to use it this turn anyway. We were going to reduce damage to 2 and do a little, and hopefully we draw it on the second cycle of cards at an opportune moment. Okay, so we probably just want a Vigilance and Strike here. Note that we have never considered playing Worship so far. Hard card to fit in. Okay, really glad we didn't draw a Lesson Learned here, because it means we're guaranteed to draw it next turn. Basically, any card we see here, we are guaranteed to get any card we didn't, because our deck is 11 cards. Ascender's Bane exhausts, so anytime we have 5, the other 5 are remaining. So we know we're getting Lesson Learned, so I'm just going to bring them to 6 and pass. They're not attacking this turn, which is even better, and we can finish them with Lesson Learned. Note, because we're still in Wrath, it does 20. And we get an upgrade. Another strike. That's better than getting it on a defend. We want to have damage in Act 1. So I think fasting, you can take it if you have some way to give yourself Artifact. Artifact cancels the first debuff you get. And if you cancel out the debuff of this, it's incredible value, but the debuff is so severe. Because it's not just get 1 less energy next turn, it's get 1 less energy every turn. Like, so you go from 3 to 2 to 1 to 0, and you're crying. Swivel, this is just chunky and slow, and we don't play that much high cost stuff in, I think, most good decks. Consecrate is fine. We are going to try to take some elites, and Consecrate is good for one of the elites. But I do think we actually have quite a bit of damage now. We've gotten rid of 2 defends. 1 of them is turned into an attacking card. We've upgraded 2 strikes. I don't think we need it, and if we don't need it, we don't want it. It's one of those, the damage of this will get you through some early stuff, but it is not what you want in your endgame deck. So there is this permanent question of greed versus protecting yourself now. If we were just trying to get through Act 1, we should take Consecrate. If we are trying to beat the game, that's where I don't know. If we were just playing Act 3, we should not take Consecrate. If we're playing Act 2, we probably want Consecrate. I'm going to skip it, but I don't know if this is right. I tend to be, I think, a little over greedy. Ooh, well, this is a great event. All three of these options are fantastic. Upgrade a card. What's the upgrade on this? Okay, not too important. So we definitely upgrade Eruption. Worship would probably be my second pick, but I kind of want to remove Worship anyway. Um, and then we have Transformer remove. Transform is good if we're trying to, if we don't mind growing our deck. I tend to mind growing my deck with Watcher, so it's probably remove, and the question is defend or worship or strike. I tend to, with the strike defend ratio, I tend to go 4-2, and then I try to get to 3-1. And I don't know if 4-1 or 3-2 is better on the path there. I usually go to 3-2. But there's a case for just getting rid of worship. We're really going to need damage. So many things are races, but also if we get sentries, I'd like to have the 2 defense for sentries. I don't think worship is doing much for us right now. I'm just going to get rid of worship. Not go in a mantra direction. I like mantra directions. All right, so what we'd really like to do is tag each of these a little bit. I'm going to tag them such that they're both under 6 health. And then I'm going to take 0 damage just because why not? And we should be able to land the lesson learned next turn. But we don't have a defend left over, so actually, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Now I take damage. Okay, we'll take 6. We do get an upgrade, which is nice. We're only upgrading strike. Oh, no, we don't. We had energy left over. My bad. We did set that up. Okay, so again, there's the Consecrate. Windmill Strike, if we had like an establishment setup that made it cheaper, sure, maybe. I think Windmill Strike is one of the kind of least taken Watcher cards, but if you're a Mantra deck, maybe it's a bit better because Mantra can just keep cards sitting around with Retain, waiting for Divinity to go off. Empty Fist is very good though, and so again, we're sort of asked the question: do we need this? And I think Empty Fist is higher upside than Consecrate. It lets us go into Eruption more easily because now we have 2 draws that get us out of it, and that's really nice. And it also, the upgrade takes it to 14 damage, which is really quite a lot. Also, having another way to leave Calm is really good, because there are spots where we'll be in Calm, and we can't enter Wrath because we take too much damage. But we'd love to leave Calm so we get more energy to do other stuff. And so it has pluses on both sides. This is a very good card. If we were really going off, I wouldn't take it because it's not amazing endgame yet. Now, this is when I was complaining about the map. I was saying 3 fights, and the 4th is the one where we're going to get a tough encounter. And that has come to be. First instinct is we should double strike and then get into Calm. And we can use our Miracle to get there. And hopefully we draw something next turn. This might also be a good time to use an attack potion. If we look at the map, I should have checked our boss before. Okay, we have Hexaghost. So we're probably going to want to use the Cultist Potion on that, but it's fine to use our attack potion before that. I'm going to use this and see what we get. All right, Sands of Time is 20 damage, and it's free this turn, so we can just take something out. That's worth doing. Okay, let's take out one of the 15s. Okay, so now if we strike into Vigilance, we take no damage. If we Vigilance defend, we also take no damage. So the question is it worth using our Miracle to reduce the enemy count by 1? I feel like it definitely has to be. And it's also nice to get into Vigilance. Maybe we go into Wrath next turn and can clear whatever's attacking us next turn. We are weakened, though, which is annoying, because Wrath does 9, which is now 6. So this is one of those spots where maybe we don't go into Wrath, but we do leave Calm for the extra energy. I think we do go into Wrath, because if we go into Wrath, we go back up to 3 energy. We can Lesson Learned and Empty Fist to get out of Wrath. I'm sure we can have picked off guess just one enemy. No, we can have picked off 2, so we'll only take 4. That seems good then. I'm going to do this one, then we'll lesson learned on the 13, and then we'll empty fish to finish off this one. Or maybe to finish off the 11-11. Yeah. All right, we upgraded Vigilance. That's nice. And we take 4. I think I calculated that right. Like, I calculated what would happen, but I think I calculated it right compared to alternatives. So we have now upgraded 4 of cards in our deck, so we've, you know, our odds of hitting Eruption at some point are fairly good. Okay. I don't think we want another Empty Fist. I still don't want... We're getting offered so many Consecrates. Gonna keep turning it down. So I'm gonna be so sad if we see Sentries, and I don't particularly like Third Eye. Not Sentries. Well, as you may have figured out, these are Sentries. So we don't have too much blocking here. Vigilance does full block, but I kind of want to sneak in some damage. So if we Vigilance into Eruption, then we have a mana left over, and we have 12, and we can leave our stance. So that's 9, 18 damage. We could also throw in a Miracle to throw in Strike before we leave our stance, and that's another 12. So we have 39 damage. That is not quite a kill on anything. But it is enough that we can really mitigate how much trouble we're in next turn. And this is a fight where it's very good to use the Miracle early. I'm going to put it on one of the outside ones. Because they're going to fill our deck with Dazes, especially on higher Ascension, where they put 3 in at a time, instead of, I think it's 2 on lower difficulties, but it might be 1 on some difficulties. Ooh. Do we lesson learned here, or do we make sure we don't take damage? Let's not be greedy. We'll probably get a chance to lesson learned later, though they really are going to fill up our deck, so it's possible we just won't. But I'm gonna say let's not take damage. Maybe this is actually the greedier way. This is saying I think I can sneak something in later and not go for the value now just to maximize damage, but I think that was okay greed. All right. We do have to take 5 here. And we are going to be getting chunked here. Do I want to go into Wrath? No. We do 27. We would take one out. It would be 2 turns before they hit us again for 20. We're guaranteed to draw Vigilance before that. Actually, maybe it's right. But we're never going to land the lesson learned there. I'm going to just attack. I'm not sure about this one. It might be right to Eruption there. Yeah, and we can't even land it. Yeah, oh. I might be getting too greedy. Okay, so Empty Fist, not so good here, but we should take the kill while we have it. We can't use the extra energy, but this is a fight where you end up not being able to use your energy that often. Okay. What's our discard pile? So we have a 50% chance to get a lesson learned. I'm going to go for this. If we miss, if we blank completely, like we draw 5 days, we still don't die. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been willing to go for this. I would have played it safer. All right, we did not blank. We're not going to land the lesson learned, but we do win the fight. Flurry of Blows. We don't have a ton of stance swapping, but Empty Fist gives us a bit more. And it's a little bit of extra damage. I think we're in the kind of position where we're probably taking stuff like that. Now, I'd love to Smith, but I think maybe we'll try to Smith at one of these. Oh, I missed that there was another Elite up here. We can grab a third. Ooh, so we're probably going to go Elite, Treasure, Question, Shop. Maybe we don't have the money to shop, but that's a nice path. It's pretty safe. We definitely, I guess, got to heal, but hopefully we can use the later one to adjust. Okay. It's worth using your Miracle on turn 1 because it buffs him later. And the question is, do we do 20 or do we do 36? We're going to do 36. Now this does leave Wrath, and we had a good chance to get out of Wrath, but... Alright, so the first turn on this difficulty, he always goes for 8. So we want to Vigilance here. That'll up his attack, but we won't take any this turn. If we draw a nice Wrath hand, we're good. We get 3 extra draw if we want it. I'm gonna mitigate damage this turn. And also actually does 4 damage, which I forgot about. That's nice. Alright, so hopefully we have the kill. We do not, but we're closer than we look. Because this is 4. This is 9. That brings back Flurry of Blows. That's another 4, so that's 17. That's 26. We actually do have lethal. I can't count. Should we try to be greedy and get the lesson learned? We have a 50% chance of drawing it with Swift Potion. I'm going to go for it because I just don't mind not having Swift Potion. Hey, we got it. So what's the best way to do this? Probably Eruption into Lesson Learned, because we get energy from that. And all we do is upgrade strikes. Bronze Scales is quite nice. Not a game changer early, but really quite nice late. I don't think I want another Flurry of Blows. We could get a Sentries again as our third boss, in which case Bowling Bash is good. And I do love Prostrate, but I think we're going to pass on this. We're going to be playing more traditionally. Letter Opener's nice. Yeah, we'll take the Sapphire Key later. We're in more danger early in the run than late, in general. This is... So it's 25 to get a Relic. If you don't get it, it's pay 6 HP for 35. You end up dropping like 18 HP here on average to get the Relic or something like that, and yeah, we're not doing that. 122. Is it worth going to the shop? Probably, because we're happy to just remove a card, but if we see something neat, then it's nice to have choices. Okay, I don't really care about any of this. We've seen me take Battle Hymn before, but not at a shop. If I bought Consecrate here after turning it down so many times. I mean, Finesse is obviously, like, improves your deck basically no matter what it is, but I just want to clean up. Normally I'd get rid of a strike here, but with all our strikes upgraded, let's go to 4-1. And we also... shame we didn't get this with Lesson Learned, but we could still get good upgrades on Lesson Learned. Like, helping us defend is fine, but the Empty Fist gets one of the biggest jumps in the game in power from an upgrade, and Flurry of Blows, just because we play it so repeatedly, is also nice. But what we really want is to be able to Erupt and fit it into our kind of play easier. Alright, give them a card. Ooh. We have upgraded most things. If we give them Lesson Learned, they will heal us and up our max HP. I'm kind of tempted to give them the rare. It's done work. It could do more work over the course of the run. There's definitely 2 things good to upgrade left. We could also give them a defend, but we're on a boss where, yeah, we might want that defend. I'm going to give them the Lesson Learned. Yeah, it's a max HP plus 10, full heal. Okay, and I think with that, we should take the thing. Alright, we got another Sentries. 45, that's annoying. Okay. So we can do 27. I'd also like to get Vigilance up. So I think I'll do 18 and block. And we should have a decent next turn. We're guaranteed Empty Fist, so we can Erupt and Empty Fist, and we're going to play Flurry of Blows 3 times next turn. Because we will have it and play it, then we will go into Wrath, we will get it back and play it, and then we will leave Wrath and get it back again and play it. So the question is, how do we want to do our damage? We're going to play 1, 2, 3, and this many times. So this 3 times. Twice it's not going to be in Wrath, once it is, so that's 16 damage. This is going to be 25. This will be in Wrath, so that's 18, so that's 43. And this will be 18 more. We're going to do 61 damage this turn. We would like 24 to be here, and then to kill this one as well, I guess, because this would take 69 total, but we can take out both of these. So if we divide up our damage right, So this is 18. We do the second flurry of blows plus this, that's 26. And that should leave enough to kill this. I've already forgotten what our total was, but I think that works. So one flurry of blows and a strike goes to the right. Oh, what an idiot. I forgot to flurry of blows at the start. Yeah. So I missed some damage, but it wasn't enough to kill apparently. It wasn't enough if I overkilled by 2. There must have been a way. Oh, I would like to go back. Now I could save scum, cheat, and quit, but I'm not save scumming anymore. I did that my first few runs, and I have stopped. But the first time I beat the heart, I save scummed a bunch, and then I got to just save scumming on little mistakes, and now I'm trying to not like whatever decisions I make, it's final, even if I immediately realize, wait, that was dumb, and we're really just at the start of the fight, so it'd be easy to go back and redo. I'm trying to be a responsible human being here. All right, well, not many choices. We did take 20 this fight if we can kill it before it goes off again, which we can. There's no point waiting for lesson learned because it's no longer in our deck. But I'm annoyed I screwed up that opening. It wasn't bad, but I'm annoyed I messed up the beginning. This is not very relevant to us. This can be a useful relic for some, but not to us. None of this is for us. Some fun cards for the Scry deck, but the Scry deck is not good. I think a better card for the Retain deck, or if you really needed blockers for whatever reason. But we should be able to smith here. What do you think happens more to get the bonus? The thing about Empty Fist is this goes up to 28 in Wrath, which is pretty huge, and you use it as your exit to Wrath quite a lot. But this is just going from 4 to 6. So this is 2 damage out of Wrath, 4 damage in Wrath. This is 5 damage out of Wrath, 10 damage in Wrath. If we do them at an approximately equal ratio, then this is 15 between the two, more damage. This is 6. Do we cast this 2.5 more times than this? I think no. Let's go Empty Fist. I guess we could have healed. I didn't actually consider healing. Hexaghost can kill you, but I was hoping with getting up Cultist Potion early that we'd be in good shape. So we can't draw Vigilance next turn, but we are guaranteed to draw Empty Fist. So we can go into Wrath here. And I think we should take the damage. No use for a miracle. We don't have to block this turn. So we always do this before changing our stance, which I forgot to do last time. There actually is a spot where you don't do that. And actually, we just play out our hand here because we don't have any blocking. But we did do a lot of damage. We're going to take a lot of damage. But we did do a lot. In like, I don't know, I think it's like 7 or 8 more turns, it does that attack again, and we will die. So we need to kill it before then, so we should generally be pretty aggressive. Is it okay to take 12 here? I kind of think so. And we're guaranteed to draw Vigilance and Empty Fist next turn, so we can leave. Oh, we are going to kill it with so much time to spare. Maybe I shouldn't have gone into Wrath. We could have played more defensive here. Oh, did we have a defend in hand? I should have miracled into defend. Why did I take that damage? I could have taken 5 less. I don't know. What am I doing? All right, that was really badly fought. We could have maximized that so much better. Omniscience is fun, but not for us. These other cards are not for us. You'd only take this, I think, if you already have Establishment and some stuff that makes tokens, essentially. Not for us. Okay. Grumble, grumble. Okay. So, no longer obtain potions. Potions are really good. They get you through some fights where you wouldn't take damage. They're just... It's nice to have this extra tool. 2 less future rewards makes it so much harder for us to get future pieces of the deck we want. Like, you know, I don't think the math works out quite that it's like we're going to get 1/3 of the number of cards. I think it's a little more complex than that because there are some spots where you'll see multiple things. And yeah, it's a bit more complex than just it means you're going to see 1/3 of the good cards you would otherwise. But, I mean, technically you will see a third of the good cards, but it doesn't mean you can take a third of the good cards. It's a little trickier than that, but it's a big cost this early, and we have not figured out our deck yet. We have Eruption, Vigilance. We've upgraded stuff. We have nice attacking power. We have no other pieces. We're not good at switching between stances. We don't have any bonuses for switching between stances. Like, this is not figured out. We cannot take the crown. I would rather take this. Um, we've upgraded most of our stuff. There will be stuff in the future we get that we'll want to upgrade. But I think this is probably the pick. I could imagine it being this, but I'm more comfortable with Fusion Hammer. I don't know if that's right, because there's lots of cards that just aren't that good unupgraded, but are key pieces upgraded. All right, so we generally want a lot of question marks in this act, and I don't love the elites this act. I think they're really difficult. I'd kind of like to dodge them. Take like one. So I'm kind of thinking I'm going to take this one exactly, maybe this one. I'm going to go a lot of question marks. We'll see where we are, but we're going to start taking a lot of question marks. Okay, this is a pretty easy fight as they go, so we'll screw it up. That's okay. All right, we can safely go into Wrath here and do almost all their life. Will we lethal them next turn? 22 damage in hand? No. Ooh, no, it is more than 22, because when we use this, we get Flurry Black back, so it's 26. The upgraded strikes really do increase our current damage. It's not a long-term answer, but it is something. Okay. Do we want a second Wrath source? Yes. Do we want this second Wrath source? I think also yes. I think also yes. The upgrade on this isn't very important. It just means it draws 3 cards. Most of the effect is done with the unupgraded version. I'm going to take Simmering Fury. All right, now we're going to take a bunch of question marks, and I was going to say hopefully not get fights, but my wishes did not come to be. So I guess we're going to Eruption, Flurry, Strike, Vigilance, or do we Vigilance, Fury? We're not guaranteed to draw Empty Fist next turn, but we are extremely likely to draw Empty Fist next turn. Now, the more you play on extremely likelies, the more you eventually things come up wrong. If we don't go into Wrath, we're definitely going to be able to kill one. Might not have great blocks, though. So the thing is, if we do Vigilance and Simmering Fury here, and we draw, say, a 4-attack hand, then we have 18, 36, 54, 82 damage in hand. And unless we can't divide that at all usefully. Actually, we cannot divide that very usefully. Yeah, I guess we don't kill both if we draw that. Alright, well, if we're not getting the kills, then I should do the option where we don't spend that extra turn in Wrath. Do I want to kill that? These all do 9, this does 14. So like this just does 4, so it doesn't actually stop it attacking. So I think we put the damage on the other one. Oh, then the question is, do I Miracle and Simmering Fury? And now at this point, maybe I do? I should have considered this earlier. I'm not calculating well today. I was calculating very well earlier today when I had my 2 streak, but I am screwing it up now. So if we're in Wrath next turn, and the worst draw we could get is 3 strikes. So 1 will kill 1, and 2 will do 36 to the other, which is not a kill. But we draw 2 extra cards, so we're guaranteed to draw actually all of this, which means we use 1 strike on 1, and we have 3 other attacks that's easily enough. We should Simmering Fury. I forgot we were up to 4 mana. Ooh, I also forgot that would happen, which means if I had used... we could have saved the health. If I had used the thing on this, actually, we would have killed it. If I'd used the Flurry of Blows. Ooh, forgot about the bonus 5 damage we were going to get, and thus got everything wrong again. But that one I think was hard to spot, at least for me. Okay. We're making mistakes, but we could be playing worse. At least we're thinking. All right, this sucks, but we're gonna take the damage because we don't want to just be cursed for nothing. That's probably a bad bias, but we do have a campfire coming out. Maybe we just take the heal. Now, there's so many cards we could want for a deck. Probably should try to improve our deck. But it's so nice to get just a free heal. But actually, the campfire we can't upgrade at, so we're going to have to heal there, so we may as well take a card. And we got some good options. All right, the main options here are Cut Through Fate is good, but it's not good enough. Yeah, the best two cards are clearly Tantrum and Fear No Evil. Given that we have 2 Wrath entries and 1 Calm entry and 1 Exit of both, probably take the Calm. I think Fear No Evil is probably a little better than Tantrum in general. Tantrum gets better if you have things that benefit from multiple effects, like multiple hits, like Talk to the Hand. If you happen to have like a Wreath of Flame stuck in your deck, as we had a previous run. But I think we'll just take the Fear No Evil. Make a 2-2 Calm Wrath ratio. I'm not sure keeping that even is right, but I always feel better. And it's really good to have a 1-cost Calm entry. That's really good, because if we can thin our deck, that gives us a bunch more infinite ideas. Okay, so start with Flurry of Blows. Usually, this guy puts up blocks on the one in the back. The Centurion protects the Mystic. So usually the Centurion's the one you go for. So, okay, we'll do this. The question is, do we want to end this turn in Wrath or in Calm? And I think we want to end it in Wrath. We get kind of screwed if we draw 4 strikes and a Simmering Fury, but the odds of that are very low, right? Yeah, the odds of that are really low. Like, there's 2 permutations out of order 7 things that get that. So I'm gonna gamble on that. I'm gonna end the turn in Wrath. It's got to be right. Yeah, I'm gonna end the turn in Wrath. We also, if we miss, we have a chance. A lot of colorless things give us card draw, so we have extra outs there from our potion. So you can see 20 block does make it harder to go through there. Okay, so we didn't get screwed. So we should do our attacks first. I guess we just kill this one. And then the question is, do we want a Simmering Fury? And there's a very good chance we can kill them, and we do have a Wrath exit, so we may as well get that up. That card was drawn by Unceasing Talk. All right. I think I'm doing fairly well in the decisions in the fights. Wheel Kick is not bad, but I don't think it's what we're trying for. But it's not bad. Carve Reality also not bad, but we would have been taking it earlier if we were going to take it. So here we have to heal. Not going to recall yet. We're not doing great on HP, and I have a feeling we're going to get destroyed by this or this, whichever one we take. Okay, I'm going to go for the question mark. Okay. Get rid of the final defend. Normally I'd be getting rid of a strike at this point, but I think that's right. How many times have we gotten cards removed at the shops? My question is the next removal, does it cost 100 or 125? Because if it costs 125, we should probably just heal at the campfire and maybe take double elite, or at least consider taking double elite. Well, if we can remove another card, I'd probably go to the right and consider going for the shiny. We have to go through campfire, so we may as well. I don't know if we can remove another card, so I'm gonna go to 81 HP. Do we have mount power cards? No. Alright, so we'll take the Sapphire Key here. Mummified Hand is fine, but if we're not getting the bonus, I don't really see the point. Alright, let's take an elite. I've been avoiding these, they're a nightmare. Slavers is horrible. Not a great opening hand. Do we want to go into Wrath? Do 18 plus 28, 46? It's enough to kill because we would get the other thing back. And we would be able to go into Vigilance at end of turn, and we would only take 3. And we could even set up Simmering Fury there. I'm going to do it. I think this is a very scary fight. Wait up. I should have done maybe Vigilance first. No, but then we couldn't end it. This is wasted damage, but this back one is very scary. Even hit with this. And the question is, do we use Miracle end of turn? I don't want to draw the No Fear No Evil hand, but I forget, Simmering Fury draws you 2 extra cards, so we're guaranteed to Fear No Evil, so we can do this safely. And then the question is, do I want to use the colorless potion? I think I'm going to save that. Usually once you get rid of one of the slavers, the fight is under control. So I'm going to assume that's the case. So we have 26. We're weakened. This would normally be 36, which is why I wasn't going to use Flurry of Blows on this. But if it's only 26, then we do have a question of where we're getting our damage from. This is 39 damage. This is 6. So I guess we put 39 on him, and then Fear No Evil and Flurry twice on the other. Or, no, there's no point. We could strike twice. That's 26. Fear No Evil to kill it. That goes into Calm. And then Eruption on this guy. And we'd get 2 extra for Flurry of Blows. 3 Flurry of Blows on this guy. So that would be 6, 12, 18, plus 31. But we're going to end in Wrath. We don't want to end in Wrath. So, okay. This goes here. We do 39 here. And we end in Calm. And we did a little less damage than we could have, but we take 8 instead of 16. We're very likely to have lethal next turn. 6, 12, 22. We don't. That said, we can leave Calm to get more energy. And we're so close, but at least we don't take damage. Oh, we do get there. Oh no, we don't get there. My bad. I forgot we were weakened. I guess technically we did get there. Alright, that's cool. Nothing for us. Cut Through Fate is definitely the closest, but I don't think it really helps us right now. I think we're trying to get into the infinite right now. I think that's our best option. Some Eruption, Fear No Evil, Infinite. So we're trying to remove cards, which means, like, we'd love to get a Mental Fortress and a Rushdown. Those are really important. No, that's pleasant. Easier removals is good. Do we take another elite? It's the responsible thing to do. We don't get that much out of the extra campfire because we have to heal at it. Okay. So if we go into Eruption, we can get out. It's easy for us to kill the 2 side things, so I think we Eruption them. The question is, do we exit and Fist Fury now? Do we need to exit? We don't really need to exit Wrath. We could Strike and Fury? It's not a very clean turn. I could Empty Fist Miracle and Fury. What are we drawing next turn? We're definitely getting an escape with Vigilance or Fear No Evil. I think I need damage. I think we want to be hitting hard. Oh, that's lovely to get rid of Ascender's Bane. I keep forgetting we draw when we use up the hand. So how can we maximize this turn? Just do 4 attacks? If I want to end in Calm, I have to use Vigilance. But we're going to get a Fury exit next turn guaranteed. So I think we just do the most damage. Note, Fear No Evil does not leave thing because they're not attacking. But it's less damage than Strike Pluses, so we just use the attacks. And we will have lethal next turn, because we have a Strike and Empty Fist. And you only need to take out the main guy. Akabeko is fun with some cards that we don't have. I was going to say, it's fun with Tantrum, which we don't have. But guess what we just drew? Tantrum. Because if the first hit is +8, that affects all 3. So it's 11 times 3. We'll take a Tantrum. It's a nice pair of cards. Okay. I hate this encounter. So if we start doing 33, we miss the flurry, but if we do flurry for 12 and then this is 3 times 3, it's 21. If we do this for 33, that's just more damage. So can we lethal the front guy? Is 87. 33. This is going to be 9 times 8, or 9 times 2, so this is 18. 33, 51, 69, 87, 91. I think we have it. We do take more from this guy, but it's just 12 damage. We could try to draw into a kill here. Like if we got dramatic. No, I don't think anything kills here, so let's just save it for later. And we have a campfire coming. Why? I don't need to save the life. We're forced to take the campfire. This is fine. Another Fear No Evil? Now, if we're trying to get into an infinite, we actually don't want more Fear No Evils. If we just want like a good deck that does good stuff, then we do. Wallop is also a good card. Because Wallop, if you're in Wrath, Wallop Plus is suddenly 24, block 24, which might actually give us an answer for the champion's worst parts. So he's probably going to tear us apart. We have no blocking. We have no blocking. Maybe it's Wallop. I don't usually take it, but let's try it here. No. We could think and talk about this for a while, but it's not for us. Okay. We want to be a lot of HP, because this fight's going to be bad. Okay. Oh, I probably shouldn't have started with... Nah, nothing else gets big boost from the bone. Okay. So... I want to pop these. Not sure about that. I think I want to play our Vigilance. So I think I'm going to go Eruption. Eruption, that gets back Flurry. This is probably the best blocking we have. And then I guess we Empty Fist. That gets Flurry again. Oh no, I was supposed to strike first. Why did we have more energy than I thought we did? Alright, I wasted 9 damage. My bad. I thought we were out of energy there. I must be still in like the mindset of we have 3 or I missed something giving us energy. Maybe this. Okay. So we can go into Wrath. Wallop. That's our block. What a good block that is. I guess we just play out our hand. Are we going to have an escape from Wrath next turn? Not necessarily. But with drawing the extra 2 cards, we have a very good chance to get it. So I think that's worth doing. Now, there's an argument for facing the first half of this fight slow, because he ramps up in the second half. Oh, we didn't get an exit. Oh no. Alright, we're going to take a ton here. So I guess we do what we can. 18, 18, 40. This is the most damage per energy. All the same. So we're going to take 30 here. Ooh, it's a bad draw. But it's easier to get a bad draw because I'm filling our deck up with colorless cards. This is free, so we may as well play it. Put a skill for my draw pile, sure. So yeah. Let's get weak on them just because next turn they're going to be doing stuff. We can't actually go into calm because they're not attacking. So we should just do everything because it's damage. Damage is good. And that's a wasted energy from the nunchucks. Okay, so now he buffs and does his biggest attack. It's not lethal. Alright, we'll put the weak on him. He got rid of the weak. I forgot he gets rid of debuffs at the end of the last phase. Okay, so I guess we start with Flurry. I want to end in Vigilance, I think, so we'll start with Tantrum. Now we can basically just play out our hand. And the question is, do we want to Simmer next turn? We're going to have lethal. So if we're in Wrath, we'll have lethal. So this is fine. Take 20 more. Okay, but the champion is the toughest enemy and the toughest second boss is generally thought of. So that was fine. We lived. That's what counts here. I like Deus Ex Machina. No one who's good does. I shouldn't say no one else who's good because I'm not near as good as most good players, as good players are. Any good players. But I think it's not for us here. Okay. I hate Runic Dome. I think if you're all smart, you can make it work. Not me. If we were in the infinite already, it would be fine because like what the enemy's doing doesn't really matter. But no, this is not for us. If you get this early, it's really fun to build around. Like you just take really high cost stuff like Omniscience for 4 or whatever, and it just half the time it's for like 0 or 1. We're gonna take Holy Water. Didn't love those choices. Okay, we didn't get Time Eater. So there's a 50% chance we don't have Time Eater, which is amazing. We have to take this, and we have to give up a Campfire. I'm tempted to go this double shot path, C2 shops. Yeah. Try to get rid of like a strike or two. Alright, these Thorn enemies are very annoying for our class. Because it's hard for us to create enough block that we can like attack into it. At lower difficulties, it's just spiking for 3, but here it spikes for 7. It's very annoying. Okay, I think we're going to Vigilance so that we can leave it. I'm going to do 33 here. That gives us room to hit this for 28. I want to do this first. We're going to take such a big hit. I guess it's just 9. We'll be out of Wrath, so we're not taking any damage right now. But I do want to put some damage on this. I think it's worth halfway killing it. This means we'll take 4 damage this turn, because this will put us down to 5 armor, and then once we leave Wrath, it'll be 9. Yeah. Oh, but I should have Eruptioned first. What am I doing? I just missed damage. Oh, that was silly. Yeah, okay. We make mistakes. Alright, so we'll start this. Guess we'll just kill this. I'm gonna end the fight. I should see what we draw. Okay. Wallop, I think, applies after we do the damage, so this won't actually save us the hit in response. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the 14. Be done with it. I like Cut Through Fate a lot, but it's not for us right now. Oh yeah, card removal's always 50. This is great. So we're going to start getting rid of our strikes. They've been good, but it's clearly the worst card we have. So we're going to have 50 left, so we could pick something up, but I don't love these. Nothing here I really want. So we'll just save what we have, and we're seeing another shop in half a second anyway. Transform a card. Don't mind if I do. Let's see what we got. Alright, that sucks. I mean, is our deck worse? We went from a 9 damage card to an 8 damage card that applies weak. Like, our deck did not get worse, but obviously that wasn't what I was looking for. Okay, what we really want to see is Rushdown or Mental Fortress. We're not seeing either, so we're going to remove Strike, keep thinning the deck, and I guess go on with our lives. Do we have any chance to see another merchant? No. Okay. Not ideal. Start with Flurry. Eruption, Wallop, Vigilance, probably. These regrow in a couple turns when you kill them. We're not taking damage this turn. It'll be easy to pick this one off. I think we'll just put the damage somewhere else. Oh, I forgot that was going to kill it anyway. Ooh, I am not calculating. Alright, let's put weak on it. I guess we go into Tantrum. This is going to do 28, so I guess this is kind of pointless. I'll just put it here, because after we leave, we can play it again. No damage, but okay. Guess we take 13. Yeah. Maybe I should have used my skill potion. There's a decent chance I could have blocked some of the damage. Alright. And we should be able to kill them here. Like, this looks like a hand that kills something. Nothing for us. Okay. 33 this turn. So every other turn, it basically can't take damage. So it would be really good to do a lot of damage here. I don't really want to play Simmering Fury because next turn doesn't matter. So I think the question is, do I Vigilance and then Empty Fist so I can play out 5 mana worth? Or do I just play 4 mana worth, or do I use a Miracle? I should use a Miracle. Oh, wait, somehow we, oh, the Nunchucks gave us an extra mana, so we didn't need to do anything. Alright, we take 12. Oh, I should consider using the Skill Potion. God, I always forget. Okay. They're threatening 49, and our 1 block source doesn't work here. Are we dead? We might be dead. Because we can only do 1 damage hitting them? See? 1 damage. If we had the thing that makes every 1 hit go to 5, but the thing is, like, if I go into Wrath here, which I'm going to do just to show, like, I just get 1 armor. I went in because we can leave it easily, but... we did not have a good block solution for this fight. Oh, it was a fun run. Wasn't bad. So the normal 3 block solutions, and I used to say there were 2, but today I've decided there's a third, are number 1 is Mental Fortress, which we did not see, and we went to lots of shops. I took a lot of question marks rather than battles, so maybe I missed some chances to get it. That's option 1. Option 2 was Talk to the Hand. We did not see any Talk to the Hands. Option 3, in my opinion, is the Abacus, which every time you cycle through your deck gives you 6 block. Sounds not great, but if we set up the infinite, we can cycle through our deck many times a turn, but we weren't there. We did see stuff like Protect. and deceive reality, but I don't think I was supposed to take it. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a good player would have won this, but I think this is one of those runs where I'm just gonna play out my hand because why not? Where I don't mind how I played it. I think I played well. We got to Act 3. I definitely made some battle mistakes, but not too many. If we had taken this fight, we have lots of campfires, so we would have been able to get the red key. We would have been able to get this for the blue key. And if we had Rushdown and Mental Fortress, we'd be in good shape to win the run. But we don't. Rushdown wouldn't have helped us here. Mental Fortress would have. All right. Um, I had fun this run. I think I also explained better this run than I did in any of the other runs, what I was doing and thinking, and where the calculations were. I'm pretty pleased with this run. I think this was a good run. Nemesis can be a tough mini boss. The three mini bosses, Nemesis sometimes lines up really rough because he can also put 5 burns in your deck, and if you have a really thin deck, that can be brutal. So I think Nemesis is the worst for us. The big head is usually pretty free. I don't think we'd have had a problem with big head, and Wallop would have been a perfectly acceptable block solution for the other fight. I forget what it's called. Yeah. I think I made a number of decisions this run that were kind of almost always this works out well, and I'm going to do it. And yeah, just a bunch of kind of 80% eventually adding up to at some point you're going to lose here. All right. Fun run, good run. I enjoyed it. Hope you did too. Think I explained it better than I've been doing. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for watcher runs. I may keep doing stuff. I'm not good at Ironclad, but maybe talking it out while playing will help me get better at Ironclad. And I have not put in any work on the other classes, so I really don't know what I'm doing there. So if we do more videos, I will probably do them on Ironclad. But I may move off this game or off forcing you to watch me play this game. I don't know. I've been pretty addicted to it for a month or two.